There are many things that define who we are: what we look like, the language we speak, how and where we live, what we believe in, and how we behave. While we have no control over our genetics, the influences on our lives post-birth shape how we respond to the world around us. Families, peer groups, and society are some of the key structures that help shape our lives, but culture is the behaviours, beliefs, values, and symbols that are passed along by communication and imitation from one generation to the next. It becomes our way of life. However, this way of life differs between one culture to the next.
Everybody has the right to value things differently, because that's what makes us all unique. And the most powerful thing that we can do as a race, as a group of people living and working together, is to learn to respect that we all have the right to value things differently, no matter where we come from and who we are.
In Australia, the non-Aboriginal culture is predominantly an individualist society, whereas Aboriginal culture is considered a more collectivist society. These cultural paradigms influence people's views about identity, family, and community obligations. They also influence how the two cultures view health.
Aboriginal people and the way that we look at health is very different to a non-Aboriginal perspective. For example, if somebody is healthy, if they are in their country and they're spiritually healthy and they have their family around them, it's not all about the absence of disease, which is how Western healthcare approach comes from.
When faced with another cultural group, we can experience a range of feelings based on what we believe to be the values of that culture. Often when cultural groups are very different to ours, they become the other. The other is not you and doesn't belong to your cultural group. We call the other them, while those within our group are us. The exclusive factor in our lives and the inclusive factor. What we consider is the right way compared to what we consider the wrong way.
The concept of people demonstrating a certain set of behaviours or a way about them is often also heard in language that you'll hear people talk a lot about, us or our way and the way that we do things and them. A lot of times, especially when you're talking about healthcare and so on, and especially when it comes to blame, it's always about them or they, Aboriginal people don't look after themselves, they don't come to appointments, they don't take their medications, and that's a real blame-shifting way of using language, and it's very imposing on people because, it's setting up that all people that come in, all Aboriginal people that come in are going to be like this, are going to demonstrate these behaviours. Oh, it's just typical, And that then leads us to stereotypes, like if you go to a certain place at a certain time, well, you're going to see Aboriginal people exhibiting a certain behaviour, you can set your watch by it and so on, so these are the comments that I hear people make in the community. And it's very sad because, if you go and you really look around, it's not just one group there, there are many different cultural groups present, but, it's I think people view it really with a tinted lens, they view it with what they want to see and what they expect to see.
Sometimes people are aware of cultural differences, yet do not see the need to adjust the way they practice. This is often termed cultural blindness. A culturally blind healthcare provider may hold the belief that culture makes no difference to how they practice and will often state, "I treat everyone the same." As such, the values, beliefs, and expectations of the person receiving care is not considered by the practitioner. Cultural blindness can result in poor communication, with people feeling that they are unheard. In healthcare, this can lead to poor adherence to health interventions and a high rate of did not attend for follow-up appointments.
We live in a multicultural and a global world, and we live around people with different beliefs, different thoughts, different orientation, religious beliefs, and everything. So when we step out of our homes and decide that we're going to be health professionals, we decide we're going to be clinicians, paraclinicians, nurses, allied health, any service provider agency, we're going to work with them. You cannot bring your thoughts that you have about a particular culture or a particular group of people that you've had experience in your early childhood or schooling, or that you've learned from your parents. You cannot bring that with you into the professional world that you're gonna deal with. You cannot bring that stereotype in you that all people from this culture are going to be like this.